Hello, friends. Welcome back to Storytime with Poka. Before we get started, grab your favorite snack, your favorite blanket, and your very own copy of The Extraordinary Life of Elliott Duck. Hello, friends. Today we'll be reading The Extraordinary Life of Elliott Duck, written by Mark Dantzler and illustrated by Leighton Noyes. Elliott was an extraordinary duck. At least he thought so. He lived on a small farm with lots of other ducks. Indian runner ducks, to be precise. Runners did not fly, they did not waddle, and they most definitely did not walk. Runners ran everywhere. In fact, all of the ducks on the farm seemed to enjoy running. That is, except for Elliott. Elliott had tried running lots of times. Good posture, chest out, his father encouraged. Elliott wanted to please his family and become a great runner, but his heart just wasn't in it. Why must everyone be in such a hurry? The life of a runner duck is quite exhausting, Elliott pleaded. This is the way it's always been, his friends replied. How can you expect to get anywhere if you don't run? Elliott wondered if he was meant to do something more than simply run. One dark summer night, Elliott Duck took a tumble that changed his ordinary life forever. After the farm had settled down one evening, Elliott went for a walk. He was very curious about the world around him and had quickly become lost in thought. Before long, he had wandered to the farthest, darkest edge of the pond. That's when it happened. Elliott tripped. Ouch, he quacked. Something resting among the cattails had caused Elliott to stumble. You shouldn't be hiding in there, whatever you are. It's not polite to bump into ducks that way. Elliott carefully pushed the reeds aside. A glimmer of light reflected from the crescent moon. Elliott pressed his bill deep into the tall grass for a closer look. It was a bicycle! What a discovery! Elliott had seen children riding these contraptions around the farm. This one was very old. It was bright blue. It had metallic handlebars and a fancy plastic seat. It was thoroughly covered in mud. There was some rust, and the wheels had tufts of moss growing in between the spokes. Elliott was intrigued. Had someone lost it? Maybe the bike wasn't wanted. Elliott considered for a moment. He might care for the bicycle. Then it would be wanted again. Elliott decided on the spot that he would adopt this forgotten thing. You are beautiful, Elliott whispered. Elliott desperately wanted to understand how to make the bicycle work. He wanted it to move. He wanted to move with it. This would certainly take a bit of thought. Elliott, determined, he would practice with the bicycle until he could ride with some success. This must be done in secret, Elliott reasoned. His family would not approve. Ducks, especially runner ducks, did not ride bicycles. It just wasn't proper. Elliott gave the old bicycle a good scrub. Then he hid it in the barn to dry. The next night, and for many more that summer, Elliott trained along. He tried to balance on his new bicycle. Sometimes he wobbled, sometimes he fell. After all, things like handlebars and plastic seats weren't really made for ducks. Elliott often returned to his bed tired and bruised. But he did not give up. Finally, beneath the magic of a harvest moon, something extraordinary happened. Elliott straddled the bicycle and firmly gripped the handlebars. He placed his webbed feet carefully onto the pedals. He took a calming breath and pushed. Left, right, left, right. Elliott began to move. Feeling confident, Elliott pedaled a bit faster. He did not fall this time. The old bicycle seemed to know just what to do. Elliott found himself floating through a meadow of clover, staring a celebration of fireflies. He rode softly beside a pasture of sleeping cows. He stared past the pig pen and rumbled up and down a little dirt path by the creek. A cool breeze pressed against Elliott's face. How free he felt. Elliott was truly happy. This was a something more he had wished for. At dawn, the flock of ducks collected on the grassy field to stretch before the morning run. It was the start of another ordinary day on the farm, except, what was that? A blur of bright blue went speeding past, sending feathers flying and confused runners running. It was Elliott, riding his bicycle. He looked magnificent, weaving effortlessly through the crowd of delirious ducks. "Look at Elliott run," a duck shouted. "He's not running, he's riding," another announced. A cheerful quack quack erupted from the admiring onlookers. "Good posture, chest out," Elliott's father whispered proudly. Autumn arrived. Runner ducks were moving quickly about the farm, but not in the usual way. In fact, no one was running. Ducks could be seen everywhere riding bicycles and tricycles and unicycles. Others were on scooters, skateboards, and skates. It turned out that there was much more to a runner's life than simply running. Elliott had started something special just by being different. Perhaps he wasn't an ordinary duck after all. Friends, Miss Poka loved that book. What's the point of being regular when you could be different? I have always been different, and I loved it, even when other people didn't. Comment a way that you are different from the people around you. I would love to know. We may have something in common. And if you wasn't able to read along, that's okay. I'm going to put the link below so you can add it to your very own Storytime collection. Bye, friends. Hello, friends. Miss Poka has a very special announcement. We will now be raffling away a t-shirt a month to our very own viewers. Go to pokaspeaks.com and upload what was your favorite book on Storytime with Miss Poka.